Hey guys, welcome to the next session in my Swift beginner course. So in this session we are going to learn about inheritance as a first thing in OOPS concepts. So basically in Swift we have two types of inheritance generally we will be using. Like first one is single inheritance, second one is multi-level inheritance. One more inheritance type is there which is called multiple inheritance. So these two we don't have any problem, like we can just go ahead and implement it. But this one you can't just go ahead and implement it directly. But let's start with this single inheritance. So single inheritance, right? So this is nothing but one class extends another class. That's it. It doesn't extend multiple classes. That we call it as a single inheritance. For example, let's say I have a class called class vehicle. Okay, and generally vehicle has wheels, right? So where number of wheels int, right? And let's say we have another class called bus, which extends vehicle, right? So to extend we will use the syntax like this: class child class name, and then put a semicolon like this, and then vehicle, and then this bus as will be the child class, and then this vehicle will be the parent class. So generally the child inherits all the behaviors and then properties from the parent class, right? So in this case the bus will also have a property called number of wheels, which is being inherited from the vehicle class. So this bus extends only one class, so we call this type as a single inheritance. That's simple. Okay, so let's look at the same in the coding. So as we said, class vehicle, and then where number of wheels, which is of type int. I have the parent class now. Now go ahead and write class bus extends vehicle. Okay, should have a space between this one, and this bus class automatically has the number of wheels, right? So how do we test that? Let's say we have a function called print number of wheels. Okay, and then in this one what we are going to do is print number of wheels, and here I am going to use the string interpolation. So for that wheels. Okay, and I'm going to construct an object for this. Let bus equal to bus and I'm going to set bus dot number of wheels equal to 4. So as you see here, this bus class doesn't have a property called number of wheels, but still we are able to access bus dot number of wheels. That is because the number of wheels property has been declared in the vehicle class, and since the bus class extends from vehicle, the bus class has access to the number of wheels property. So this is something like see, I'm the child of my parent, so generally I will be having the characteristics of my parent, right? So the same way, so now I'm going to print this one, bus dot print number of wheels, and I'm going to execute my code now, and then let's see, you see this vehicle has 4 wheels, and since the number of wheels is a optionally like force unwrapped value, we are able to get the optional string appended to the actual value. So maybe what we can do is we can force unwrap it, then let's see our output. See, so this is called single inheritance. So one class extends only one class. Okay, so class A extends class B, nothing else. Okay, next, so we are done with the single inheritance, right? Next we are going to learn about multi-level inheritance. So multi-level inheritance is nothing but I have my grandfather and I have my father. So my father has the characteristics of my grandfather, and myself has the characteristics of both my grandfather and then my father, right? So let's say class A is my grandfather, class B my father, class C me. So this class B has access to the all characteristics and behaviors of class A, whereas this class C has characteristics and then behaviors of class A and then class B, right? So technically, let's say when you extend this class C by class B, then obviously this class C will be having the properties and methods from both class A and then class B. And let's see in this action. So class grandfather, and assume that my grandfather has a um, long jumping ability. Okay, so where able to long jump, which is of type bool, and I have another class called father, and my father has a characteristic of where best swimmer colon soft bool, another class called me, and so my father will be extending my grandfather's characteristics, right? And the same way myself will be having characteristics of my father, right? So here I'm going to have a func called does my genes have swimming ability, and here print best swimmer. Okay, so next func does my genes have long jumping ability. And then here print able to long jump. So you have to carefully listen here. In this class me, okay, I am able to access able to long jump. Actually, this able to long jump property is not declared inside me class or either in father class. It is declared in grandfather class. Okay, and this best simmer property alone declared in father class, but still I am able to access this able to long jump property from my grandfather class. That is because I am extending father and my father extends grandfather, so all those properties and methods will be able to accessed within the me class. Okay, so this is called multi-level inheritance. My father extends the grandfather is the level 1, and then me extending my father is the level 2. So this is the 2-level inheritance. Okay, so next one is multiple inheritance. So this is nothing but a class extends multiple classes. Let's say a class called class C extends class A and then class B. Okay, this is called multiple inheritance, but we will not be able to achieve this in Swift, or most of the programming languages don't has this ability. The reason is, let's come here. This me class has a parent class as father, right? So which means you will be able to access almost everything from the father class using super keyword. Super dot, you see, best swimmer, able to long jump. So these are all the two properties which are available in father class. So you can access these things using the super keyword. Okay, generally be it property, be it method, whatever, you can access it in using the super keyword. But with the problem with multiple inheritance is, in case if a class extends two classes, okay, then when you try to access something from the parent class, how the compiler will know to where it has to look upon, either class A or class B? It will not be aware of it, right? Because class A might be extending a different class B might have extended from different class, so the compiler will get confused about the super one. Okay, we don't have super 1, super 2, something like that. So only we have one super keyword which a class can have, and then that will be pointing to a parent class. So this is the reason why most of the programming languages restricts multiple inheritance. Okay, so how do we achieve this multiple inheritance then, right? That's where our protocol comes for the rescue. So in Swift, we can achieve this multiple inheritance using protocols. Okay, so in our previous sessions, we learned about protocols, but how do we make use of them to achieve multiple inheritance, right? So let's see them in the action. We have a class called flyable. Okay, and when I say it's a flyable, speed per hour, right? And it will be having, let's say, return 10 per 10 km per hour. And let's say we have another class called bird, and this one extends flyable, right? And then this class has a property called var name, and we have another class called peacock, which extends from, let's say I'm not extending this one here, then it will become like a multi-level inheritance. Let's say we have a bird, okay, and here what I'm going to do is peacock is a bird and also it's a flyable, right? So this is what we discussed, right? We have a class A, which is here flyable, class B, which is here bird, and class C, which is here peacock, and where peacock extends class A and then class B, which is bird and flyable here. And if we try to execute it, we will get error, multiple inheritance from class bird and flyable, which is not possible, right? So this is where we are going to need the help of protocols. What I'm going to do is I'm going to change this class called flyable to a protocol one. And here protocol won't have the implementation. They just can have the rules. Like they just can have the declarations of properties and methods, right? So whoever extends that, they have to implement it, which we have already discussed in our previous classes. So here, since the peacock extends flyable, it needs to implement the flyable method, right? So which is speed per hour, right? Speed per hour. And then here what we are going to do is peacock may fly return 5. Okay, you see, now we are able to achieve the same stuff. Let's say we may have another class called parrot, and this one might extend bird and also flyable. And here what we can do, speed per hour, we have to implement it, right? Since the parrot extends flyable, here we can return maybe 30 km per hour. So in this way we will be able to achieve the multiple inheritance in Swift. So I hope this class would have helped you to understand about the types of inheritance we will be able to achieve in Swift. So in case if you have liked this video, kindly don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button down this video. Thank you.